Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary for today, Monday, July the 5th. Hopefully you guys in the States are having a great marking day for July the 4th, and you had a great weekend as well. So let's just go through the disclaimers whilst we're on this page. Let's just get those highlighted at the top. Obviously important for legal reasons to read and understand the disclaimers and to understand that these kind of videos are demonstrations. Now, my email address is becky@tradictive.com. I know my head is in the way, but hopefully it's easy to spell, becky@tradictive.com. Now, we also have tradewithufos.com/Becky. So let's just take you to that real quick. If you come to this page, here we go. Then you can set yourself up with a free Trade with UFOs membership just at the top here. Just fill in the details and follow through the steps. From here, you'll then be able to book one-on-one coaching with me if you'd like. But most important, I think, is once you have your free Trade with UFOs membership, you can then ask questions here in this public space. The great thing about that is that other people will see the questions and other people will see the answers. So, of course, you can email me if you have questions, but if you post it here, then you're helping the rest of the community out by also getting the answers to the questions that you have, which I'm sure if you have a question, I'm sure somebody else will have as well. So prefer that you do that. Now, again, all you do is go to tradewithufos.com/Becky and get yourself a free Trade with UFOs membership at the top, and then you can do it that way. Okay, so our market commentary, what is that? So we obviously have a look at the markets, and we send out an email every day where we go through 5 major world markets and we go through 3 separate elements. So the first element we go through is market climate. Upcoming market direction. Is the market heading up? Is the market heading down? Should we be buying or selling, or perhaps doing nothing? We use an app to help us with this. It's this app here, AutoClimate. AutoClimate is a free app, and essentially all we're doing here is looking at the dots. Ignore the lines for now. If we have a thick red dot, that tells us probability to the downside, meaning we should look to sell. If we have a thick blue dot, that tells us probability to the upside, we should be looking to buy. And if we have a thin dot of either color, doesn't matter which one, that tells us not enough probabilities either way, best to do nothing. So we use an app, we use technology to help us answer that question. Then we want to know, if we're going to buy, where are we going to buy? If we're going to sell, where are we going to sell? And this is where our UFOs come in, our entry and exit UFOs. So that's what these little guys are. So we have red UFOs here. That shows us where we have sellers, where there's lots of selling. Now we want to know that because if we want to sell with lots of other sellers because it's more likely to push price down. If we want to buy, then we want to buy with these guys, where we have these little green UFOs. That's where we see buyers, where we have lots of buying. If we want to buy where there's lots of buying. It's much more likely to push price upwards. So we use, again, another app, AutoUFO app, to help us with this and show us exactly, on the right-hand side as well, exactly the prices as to where these buyers and sellers are so that we can join them. Then we want to know market volatility. How quickly are these markets going to move? That gives us an idea of the risk and reward available there. So we'll go through each of these per market. We're looking at a daily chart for each market as well. So first market to look at is the S&P, ES. Okay, so the S&P 500 are the top 500 US stocks, and we are looking at the futures for it. So if you don't understand what that is, essentially we're looking at a representation of US stocks. With this, we have a confirmed upwards climate, a thick blue dot here, probability to the upside. Usually this market would go up for 9 candles. I'm just rounding that up there. Would usually go up for 9 candles, and we're now on the 10th candle to the upside. So that tells us we've gone slightly past what's usual. The more we go past what's usual, the less likely it is to keep happening. So bear that in mind. But for the time being, probability up there. We have buy UFOs. Closest one here is at 4294.25 to 4253.50. It's the closest stack of buy orders. So again, overall, probability to the upside. We've got the climate on our side to the upside and buy orders just beneath us. In terms of volatility, in a year, we'd expect it to move up or down 15.07%. That means in a day, 41.19 points up or down. In a week, 90.68 up or down. And in a month, 188.76 up or down. That's the movement that we would expect in either direction. For the time being, we have probability to the upside here with the S&P. Okay, moving on to the next market, which will be oil. Now, as it says there, you can browse and register for the courses that we offer. We offer loads of courses: futures, stocks, forex, back testing, psychology, trading plans, loads of different courses that you can take with us. Now, the good thing about it is that most of them come with 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, on most platforms, AutoClimate is a free app anyway, but AutoUFOs, which, by the way, you can just subscribe directly to. You don't need to do a course to just subscribe to the UFOs. The UFOs on TradingView, as an example, which is the one I'm using here, is $34 per month. Now, some of the courses are a $34 one-off fee or an $89 one-off fee, and they come with 3 months complimentary access to the apps. So if you do the maths on that, it's slightly cheaper actually to get access to the apps by doing a course, but you don't have to. You can go directly and subscribe to the apps if you'd like. Okay, so oil, confirmed upwards climbing, thick blue dot, probability to the upside. Now this one usually goes up for 7 candles, again just rounding that up, and we are on candle number 29, which means we have gone way past, more than 4 times past what is usual in terms of a move to the upside. Now, of course, we've continued to say along this stretch that means it's likely to change direction, because the more it goes past what's usual, the more you put an elastic band, the less likely it is to keep going and the more likely it is to turn. However, we have still gone up for quite a few candles now. So not to say that this is definitely going to change direction or that it's even more likely to change direction. It's just that it lacks all of the probabilities we would want for it to be, more likely going up. So overall, still probability upwards. Bear in mind we are massively overextended, but still probability up for the time being. Got buy orders here at 74.14 to 71.97. So again, buy orders beneath us, confirmed upwards climate. The only thing that's not quite lining up the way we want is that we're overextended here. Now, in a year, we'd expect oil to move up or down 32.87%, which means in a day, 1.56 up or down. In a week, 3.44 points up or down. And in a month, 7.15 points up or down. Again, for the time being, probability to the upside there with oil, despite the fact that we are quite overextended. So bear that one in mind. Okay, next market here is gold. Now, as we're loading gold, it says down here about coaching and support. We do loads of sessions for free on YouTube and Facebook, so you can check those out. We also have a closed coaching community, which is $21 per month, and you can join that as well. So you get more of our time in a closed environment. Okay, so gold, we have a confirmed downwards climate, a thick red dot there, probability down. Similar situation in that we're overextended. Normally the market would go down for 7 candles, rounding it up, and we're on candle number 16. So again, more than twice overextended to the downside. Saying that, looks like we're on our way up to hit a stack of sell orders. Those sell orders are 1866 to 1804.4. So if we were to hit these sell orders, I would expect them to push price back down again. We have buy orders down here at 1652.8 to 1624.4. So overall, still probability there to the downside with gold, although again, overextended. So it wouldn't be a surprise to see it change direction either. With volatility, we'd expect in a year that it would move up or down of 15.28%, which means in a day, up or down of 17.24 points. In a week would be 37.95 points up or down, and in a month, 79.01 points up or down. So that's gold. Next market here is going to be the US dollar. Now, the US dollar is responsible for about 80% of transactions worldwide every single day. So even if you don't trade it or trade currency pairs with it, it will affect all of the other markets that we look at and then some. So be aware of it. Now, with the dollar, again, confirmed upwards climate, thick blue dot, probability upwards. Normally, this market would go up for 5 candles, and we're on candle number 16. So again, overextended. It's gone too far to the upside based on what usually happens. But we have just hit a big stack of buy orders. which are here at 92.195 to 91.505. And they've pushed price up a little bit. We've had a little bit of a reaction so far. So again, wouldn't be surprised to see price continue up for the time being. We have sell orders just here. This could change things. 93.125 to 92.84. If price were to hit these sell orders, we would expect them to push price down. So that might be when we see the change in direction for the climate. For the time being, again, same as the others, confirmed probability to the upside. We still have probability to the upside for the time being with the dollar. Now, when it comes to volatility, we'd expect in a year they would move up or down by 6%, which means in a day, 0.35 points up or down. In a week, 0.77 points up or down. And in a month, 1.6 points up or down. So that's the US dollar. Now, let's move on to the last market, which is backed Bitcoin. As it says here, whilst we wait to load that, you can self-schedule a clarification call if you want to speak to us about any of the courses or the apps or the memberships, what's going to be right for you, if anything. You can speak to one of our experts and see what works for you. There we go. So let's have a look at Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, we have a confirmed downwards climate, thick red dot, probability to the downside. Now, we don't actually know how long this market usually goes up or down for because it's not old enough yet. We don't have enough data on a daily chart to say this usually happens, this doesn't usually happen. So kind of in the dark for now. But what we do know is that we're on the third candle to the downside. We have sell orders above us here at 39,295 to 37,460, closer to the sell orders. And we have buy orders here at 27,782.5 to 22,910. So again, overall probability down here for Bitcoin. Now, we'd expect it to move up or down in 1 year of 98.07%, which means in a day, up or down of 2,127.49. In a week, 4,683.45 up or down. And in a month, 9,749.38 up or down. So that is backed Bitcoin. Now, that's all of the markets that we've gone through. There's also a little bit extra here at the bottom that you can look at, weekly economic calendar. We get it from fxstreet.com. That's the economic calendar that they have. And we filter by high impact news. Now, we're looking at most countries. So you can filter by different countries depending in which currencies you trade and which markets that you might be in. So, for example, today it's actually sort of all day reporting, but let's say tomorrow we have news on the Australian dollar that would come out sort of overnight in the US, then the euro, and then the US dollar. So again, these will just impact the markets, make them move a little bit, increase volatility likely. So just be aware of that. Any questions, you can obviously self-schedule a clarification call, or you can come to tradewithufos.com/Becky, get yourself a free Trade with UFOs membership. And from there, you can come and ask a question here, which means we can answer it there. And all of the questions and answers are in the same place, which means people can learn from that same central hub. Anything else, you can, of course, email me if you'd like, becky@tradictive.com. So hope you guys are having a good end to your long weekend. I hope you have a great day today, and I'll be back later on in the week. My colleague Boyan will be here on Tuesday, so tomorrow, to take it for Tuesday and Wednesday. So